Welcome to our Post-it Notes Q&A. This is from the IPPN conference, and this is part 5 of the Post-it Notes questions that were asked by principals. And as I said, I promised I would answer them as best I can over the year, but I'm just making short videos to answer these questions 5 in a row. So this is the 5th set of questions. We'll start straight away with what to prioritise in spending our IT grants. So we got an IT grant the day I gave this talk. They're at a very basic beginning point. They have a few iPads and aging computers. I mean, I suppose for me, if you have nothing other than what you said you've had, I build the foundations, make sure you've got the best broadband that you can possibly have, and the best network infrastructure you can possibly have, both wired and Wi-Fi, and then build from there. If you've got nothing, I'd say in your first year, that's what you go for. And then after that, you decide what do you want to use what you have for. What are your priorities as a school? Is it for office related materials, so typing up stuff and projects and things like that? Will you be making movies? All that sort of all those kind of questions, and kind of decide from there. I've written several articles on how to spend your IT grant. So I'd start. But before you do all that, get your foundations in place, and then you can start actually buying what you need depending on what you want the children to learn about. Next thing here really is I'd like to share a calendar with the secretary over multiple devices, including my iPhone. If you haven't already set up a Google account, I would suggest that's your first place to go. For me, nothing beats Google Calendar, and then it's really, really easy to share calendars with anybody. I have calendar in my school, Google Calendar, which I can set certain levels of who can access things. So we have a staff calendar that only the staff can see. We have a school-wide calendar, which is public to everybody. Then I've got my own personal calendar for school, which I can see, and I can choose who I can share it with, including my secretary, who I share a lot of what I do, but not everything. So and she can do the same for me. We find that very, very useful. Is there a Scoilnet website that allows sliding photos onto the homepage? Okay, also a link to the Parents Association website. Is it necessary? Well, photo sliding, I don't know if Scoilnet have that available to them. I'd contact them and ask them, and I'm sure it's easy enough to provide. It's just a plugin which they can use. I'm pretty sure that's easy enough for them to do. And a link to the Parents Association website, is it necessary? I think that depends on your school context. Personally, yes, if they have a website, I don't think there's any harm in that being done. Personally, I'd probably integrate the two together. But anyway, that's if you have separate sites, yes, I'd have them linked together. Obsolescence, how to deal with it? I'm afraid it's inevitable with computers. I suppose as schools, we don't have the money to buy the newest and the best and things like that. So we have to work with what we have. I suppose any device, well, most devices have a 3-year lifespan, so try and realise that when you're buying them, and try and budget accordingly. There's really nothing we can do about it. We buy refurbished laptops a lot of the time. We're also looking at Google Chromebooks as well to get the most bang for our buck. But ultimately, this is a matter of realising that we don't get enough money to do what we need to do. And we squeeze as much life as we possibly can out of every device we have. But I suppose at some point, the only thing you can do is pass these old laptops onto a charity like Rehab or Camara or any of those, and let them do what they do to them. But that's really one way. Another thing, I don't know if your area has it, it's very limited, is leasing. A computer is very similar to your photocopying or renting them, so that but I don't know any companies that do that. It might be a way of dealing with obsolescence in the future, but if any companies are watching this, might be something to look into. And finally, the question I have here is, where to next? Where should schools be moving towards in the technology? It's a really good question, and I suppose, unfortunately, gosh, I could spend hours on that, and I only have less than 20 seconds to do that. I'm going to answer this more fully in a blog post, but I think we're in a very interesting time in 2017 where we don't really know what's next. It's been quiet for the last couple of years. It seems to be that there's Microsoft, Google and Apple are battling for supremacy, and none of them are winning. So it looks like we're going to be having a mishmash or a combination of devices that will do the things that these devices are best for doing. I probably see broadband, basically everything being cloud-based. I see the end of servers. I possibly see the end of any devices that that have storage on them. I guess I'm very interested in Chromebooks, personally at the moment, because they are generally dumb enough machines that reset every time you close them and open them, and then open again. But I think cloud-based storage is what and cloud-based technology is where we're going. But ultimately, I'm going to have to sit down and think about this one a lot. That's probably the hardest question I've been asked altogether. So I'm afraid I'm not going to give it. I won't be able to have a good answer on this particular video. But thanks very much. There's 5 questions, and part 5 is done. We'll get our next 5 questions for part 6. And thanks a million.